But here we are at attempt number 3 for the live stream. I don't know what's been going on. This is attempt number 3. If this doesn't work, then I'm probably just not going to stream for the rest of the day. But let's hope. Let's hope. Let's hope.
There aren't many people around anymore. Vache. Looks like we're back here again. Huh? Traveler? Are you hearing voices again? That's kind of spooky. Are you sure we don't want to come back in the morning?
What? You're afraid of ghosts? Paimon, at this point, we've seen everything that we need. We've seen everything that any one person can see, so I don't know what else you could be afraid of. Especially since I'm here.
Vache? Vache? Hey, why are you still walking towards it? There might be something nasty in the water.
Well, only one way to find out.
Huh? Hang on. Paimon can kind of hear a voice. It's calling for Vache, right?
Oh, so you can hear it too now. Okay.
Traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake up!
An Oceanid? What the hell?
Vache, are you my dear Vache?
Vache? Who is Vache?
No, wait. You seem to be someone else. Do you know Vache? Do you know where my love is?
I can't help you.
Wait. Who am I? I'm very sorry. I fear I do not know.
Alright, so you have amnesia?
My memories feel like they have been washed away like a flood. So many fragments dissolved amidst the tide, never to be recovered. How much have I lost? How many things that I once held dear while on land have I since forgotten?
So, this Oceanid was human?
Yes, that is what I was once. But now, I am but the consciousness of one who is lost, therefore.
Holy wait, this is such a big draw. Lord, wait, what? So, is it like the people that they dissolve into water? Some people turn into Oceanids?
I do not know how I came to be like this either. I only vaguely remember being covered in light blue water, and then all grew dim.
So she was one of the girls.
I also remember going to many places. I loved adventure, loved exploring places of peril. No matter where I went, Vache would go with me. I knew how dearly he loved me, and I also loved him equally as much. But now, we can no longer go back. The pain of such parting, I never knew how heavy it could be.
So are we gonna go find this Vache for you?
No, our reunion no longer has any meaning. There is no way for us to create any new memories.
Bro, this is actually really depressing. It's like, so when they dissolve into water, they're not actually dead. It's just, they take another form.
The thought of me gives him no succor.
That's really fucked.
Let it lie forgotten beneath the waters. If you meet Vache, tell him not to look for me. Tell him to move on. That is the only thing I still remember.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough for him, bro. To lose his lover and then to, like, it's hard to do.
Perhaps that is so. As I was submerged in the waters, losing consciousness, I saw Vache above the surface. His eyes were filled with such sorrow, such longing. If only I could have comforted him, told him that I did not suffer. Indeed, I had felt a great warmth.
He was there when you were dissolved?
Is that what you call it? Dissolving? If anything, I consider it a form of release.
What do you mean by release? Like release is a... Like, I thought this was a bad thing. What do you mean by release?
It was a state of neither fear nor frenzy, with only an endless peace, like the water's still surface. I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first time, and only then sees how they have lived for so long in a world of endless want and anxiety. I think I hear your companion. It's time for you to go, I think. Farewell, then. I am glad that you were able to sense my presence. Remember, if you see Vache, tell him not to seek me out any longer.
So then this is a random question. So we've seen other Oceanids around the world. One in Liyue, and then there was one in the Valerium, like the Valerium Mirage. I think Valerium Mirage kind of confirmed that the Oceanid spirits are kind of other people, or at least they can take the form of other people. So does that mean that like some of the water spirits that are even in Fontaine are people that have been dissolved? Fuck, that is fucked. What the? Wait, what just happened? What is going on? What is going on? She just hit the fan. And Navia's kicking ass.
Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Clorand?
Oh, so she's helping us?
Quick, now's our chance!
What is... Oh shit, she's... What the fuck? She's a badass, holy shit! Oh god. Bro, Navia's kicking ass too, holy shit. What's up with those two?
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clorand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I followed you. It seemed to me that danger has followed you more closely as of late.
I believe
Okay.
following someone without their knowledge is actually called stalking, is it not?
Okay, I don't know what's going on between you two, but she did help us, so let's not...
Mr. Callus's last wish was for me to ensure your safety, and I will not betray his trust. He would do the same, were he alive today.
I'm guessing Mr. Callus is like someone related to her, maybe her father?
Do not
Yep,
speak
there it
of
is.
my father.
Sorry, demoiselle. I was not strong enough.
Thank you for your aid, Miss Clorand, but do keep an eye out for your manner of speech. I believe we all wish to avoid unnecessary emotional harm.
Sorry, I did not consider your feelings.
Whatever. What else do you know? How did you come to the conclusion that I'd be in grave danger?
I doubt I know much more than you, but I believe that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances is very powerful.
Okay, so maybe it's not Navia. Maybe I kind of just tunnel vision because of the whole boss thing.
Your performance tonight will almost certainly attract their attention.
I'm sure they've known about me. To be honest, I'm shocked it's taken them this long to act against me. And what about these Gardamex? I thought only those associated with a Maison Gardiennage could control them.
None of these mecha have serial numbers. I was sure to check a moment ago. They are not the ones used by the authorities to enforce the law. I can only conclude that some powerful or wealthy party must have obtained them via illegal means, deploying them as a private force of sorts.
Maybe the House of Hearth? That, maybe I'll let you know, who knows?
What? Your point being that they're out of Spina di Rosula's league, then?
Yes. Be careful, and do not act rashly.
I will continue investigating no matter what. We will bring the truth to light. That's my father's true last wish. Regardless, thank you for your help today, Clarand. But if you get any ideas, tell me first. I don't much appreciate being followed.
I do not think that they'll strike again anytime soon. So I shall stop following you. Good day, all.
Well, they seem to have a picky relationship.
That's the best news we've gotten today.
What the fuck just happened? We woke up to like World War II. What the hell just happened?
Well, I believe that Miss Clorand was being sincere with you. If we tried, we could attempt to thaw relations a little.
I know, she's...
It just happened.
Paimon thought we were done for. Those Gardamex came out of nowhere while you were unconscious, and Nadia and her gang saved us. Oh, and there was that champion duelist named Clorand who came out to save us too. We got lucky there. Paimon probably couldn't have fought them off otherwise.
So you're a fighter now? No. I'm not gonna make fun of her.
Come now. Forget all that polite talk. That wasn't really a farewell meal we had back there. Not for me, anyway. In truth, I hope that every meal we have together shall be a victory feast. As such, we're still partners. There's no need to thank me.
It will take 50 years for me to match Demoiselle's magnanimity.
Jesus Christ, stop being a simp.
If it were me, I would have joined the Spina di Rosula on account of her goodwill long ago.
All right, you two. That's enough.
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in danger? You sure did show up in the nick of time.
What? Was she following us? Because she kind of just laid into Chlorine about her following her. Which would be very hypocritical if she was following us, Miss Navia.
Well, to be honest, you're the one who tipped us off, Paimon.
God damn it, Paimon. Just tell the whole world where we are, huh? Fucking Paimon.
Huh? Really? Paimon contributed somehow? Cool, Paimon's even more amazing than she thought!
Oh God.
Yes, all thanks to you grabbing my drink by mistake.
How did that help?
After we parted ways, I was on the way back to one of our bases when I suddenly thought of what you said. That the Fanta tasted kind of salty and icky.
Was our drink spiked? Someone spike our drink?
Fanta only comes in sweet flavors. So how could it have tasted salty? The color of the drink, if I recall, had also been a bit off.
So were we drugged?
So the Fanta had been spiked with water from the primordial sea?
Yes. So if you hadn't drunk that cup for me...
Navia would have... Holy shit.
Spina di Rosula is preparing the grandest of awards for you as we speak for saving the boss.
Huh. Really?
Firstly, Paimon... Those are from Fontaine.
I sent people to Hotel de Boer to investigate, but whoever did this left no trace at all. That's when I figured out that you might be in danger and hurried here as quickly as I could.
But why would they go after us too? All we did was defend Linny in court and help clear his name. Ugh, now we're caught up in this mess too, aren't we?
Well, I mean, they were using Linny as a scapegoat and we prevented that. So yeah, now we're probably on their shit list.
Well, you did foil a plan that they were probably pretty proud of, and almost got their name in the process. Speaking of which, did anything strange happen when you drank the primordial seawater?
Oh, you know, just got high, knocked out, talked to a floating oceanid. You know how it be.
Well, it can't be coincidence that the traveler fainted just now. She said that she heard that voice calling for Vache again. Oh, and this time Paimon heard it too, but it was real faint. Does this situation have to do with the primordial seawater then?
And it did say that it had something to do with our sensitivity to hydro.
Does that mean the primordial seawater raises someone's sensitivity to hydro when it's used on people who are not from Fontaine?
That doesn't sound like too much of a bad thing, to be honest.
New intel? While you were out cold?
Yeah, I was talking to some floating water.
Well, let's hear it, shall we?
The voice in the fountain belonged to one of the missing women.
Oh, that is important. Vache. That name doesn't ring a bell. I suppose he hasn't stepped forward as a witness in court lately. Since he saw that young woman dissolve, he was at least at the crime scene. But he never gave testimony or any information regarding people dissolving in the primordial seawater. Could he have been threatened?
That could be very likely. But the question is if he's even still because how old is this person? Because I swear this case stretches back to decades ago. So if the name isn't recognizable, then he might not be alive.
Yes, thank you. This is very important information indeed. We will continue to investigate. Oh, you mean you'll help us investigate?
Well, you did say that our farewell meal didn't really count. That means we're still partners, right? And besides, we're in this now whether we like it or not. You're not gonna let those people who targeted us get off the hook so easily, are you, Traveler?
Messing with us will cost them.
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite so pleased. You are the face of Spina di Rosula.
Oh my god, that smile is so creepy. That's such a big smile that's actually creepy.
You talk too much. Well, in that case, let's head back to one of our bases, shall we? I'll arrange accommodations for you. We also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds as partners. But we'll take that one step at a time, I guess.
Don't worry, you two. With us around, our base is definitely secure.
Alright, I guess we're partners in crime now. Get this into the Rosa House stronghold. Okay, I just noticed this. If this is a feature for everywhere now, oh my god. This has been needed since the beginning of the fucking game. Seeing the fucking world quests on the map. I don't know why this was not in the game. Holy shit. That's a big quality of life for me. Because seeing the world quest on the map is such a big thing for me. I don't know why that was never a thing. All right. This is the stronghold? Oh, okay, it's right there.
Let's make sure we weren't followed first.
I've been keeping watch, Demoiselle. I haven't spotted anyone suspicious thus far.
Huh, very good. But let's not let our guard down for now.
I shall find rooms for our respected guests.
Thank you, Malus. Now, let's continue, Traveler.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say, is it not down here? Alright, I guess we're going to the sewers. I guess this is where it gets nasty, dark, and dirty, because we had The sewers. Bro, what in the Jack 2 is this? This is okay. This is pretty lit. This is pretty fucking cool. Okay, so now we're in the sewers, and based on the fact that there's people living here, I guess this is also kind of like the slums, like where all the poor, where all the brokies come and live. Ooh, I like that effect they have on the music, where it's kind of like echoing around.
So, this is your base? It's not quite what Paimon imagined.
Your accommodations have been arranged. Under the present circumstances, I can confidently say it's the best we have.
Thanks, bro.
Well, our funds have been a little tight lately.
Are they tight, or are you just spendthrifty? Is that what's going on?
After all, we don't allow illegal or unethical profiteering. In fact, our funds often come from citizenry who support us.
Seems like it's tough times for everyone. But if you have the support of the people, that does sound like it's worth it.
To be honest, our financial situation was a lot better back when my father was in charge a few years ago. I'm afraid I'm not quite his equal.
Your father... He was the previous boss of Spina di Rosula, right? How did he...
That's not a question you just asked, Paimon.
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me to explain.
No. I'll explain it myself. I suppose I couldn't run from this topic forever. And as partners, this is something I hope they can understand. My father's name is Callus. Yes, the same one they call Callus the Unfaithful in the streets.
Really? I haven't noticed that, but okay.
3 years ago, he was accused of murdering his own friend. But he chose a duel to defend his honor instead of standing trial. He died in the duelist's ring.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
But I do not believe my father was a murderer. I'm sure he was set up. At the time, I believed that if he only stood trial and was duly investigated, something amiss would crop up and prove his innocence.
But that might have not have been the case. I'm not, like, I believe he was probably innocent based on how quickly they are to judge people. But maybe it was maybe like the odds were so against him that he thought he had a better chance of just doing the duel.
But strangely, he not only requested the duel himself, but rumor has it that even after being seriously injured, to the point where he could be deemed as having lost the duel, he refused to surrender, determined to die in the arena. 3 years later, I still don't understand why he did that. How could he protect his honor if he's dead? If anything, he gave up his chance to defend himself. The closest piece of info I have is that my father had been investigating the serial disappearances case at the time of his death.
Ah, so that's why you're so determined to get to the bottom of that case.
That's right. I've also tried to investigate the murder my father was implicated in. But I haven't found a single new clue in my countless reviews of the investigation records. However, I believe that if the murder case is related to those behind the disappearances, they must know something. I must know what really happened. Was my father coerced? Framed? Even if he really did kill his friend, I must get to the truth. If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive.
I mean, it was probably to protect you, no?
He even hid the fact that my mother died due to complications when giving birth to me.
God, your mom died, your dad, bro. Next year, you're gonna tell me your cat died too. Like, what the fuck? Fucking anime protagonists can never have a single parent that's alive.
And now, here I am investigating his death. You really are a handful, aren't you, Papa?
Oh God, we're doing this Naruto thing where we're the same like everybody else. We're the same as everybody. But no, okay, no. Okay, no, that's lie. I'm just being a dick. No, I think her and Lily and Lynette and then Raiden Shogun are like the only people in the entire game where like the traveler can relate to when it comes to like the family situation.
Demoiselle, please, if there is anything I can do, anything at all.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so much good in life, yet all it took, even our supporters decreased greatly due to that incident, hence our strained finances at present.
Wait, if Callus was such a good man, wouldn't people at least be a little suspicious when he was accused?
No. Perhaps people just revel in that kind of drama. It's not something exclusive to people from Fontaine, really. Everyone's like that.
No, that's fair. People love a good clickbaiting. People love a good headline. That's actually really true. People love a good headline.
People love watching the evil turn over a new leaf, but they also enjoy watching good people fall into an abyss from one slip-up just as much.
But how could... Never mind. If Callus was really falsely accused, we have to find the truth. He didn't deserve to have that happen to him.
There is one other thing. Master Callus's opponent in the duel was Ms. Clorand.
Now that makes sense why she hates her.
Oh, her? Well, then, isn't that as good as saying that she was the one who killed him? Yeah, that's not the sort of thing that you can just let go and move on from.
Yeah.
Ms. Clorand has always placed great emphasis on the honorable nature of the duel. If her opponent doesn't yield, she will not stop either. She knew Master Callus beforehand and greatly respected him, but seeing how he was resolute in the arena, there was only ever one choice she could have made.
It's not that I don't understand her at all, but I just can't deal with this yet.
Don't worry, Navia. Paimon knows how you feel. You don't have to force yourself to do that.
Afterward, Ms. Clorand told us that at the start of the duel, Master Callus requested that she ensure Demoiselle Navia's safety.
So that's why she's like sticking to her like glue. But then, even if that's the case, there had to have been some sort of relationship beforehand. Because if she was just doing her job, then what the fuck? She doesn't have to fulfill that at all.
Yes, that is our understanding as well.
Oh, Papa. What madness drove you to ask the person who killed you to take care of me? All right. Anyway, that's the information I wanted to share with you. Even if it did sound like I was just complaining towards the end. Thanks. You two should go and rest. This was quite a day after all.
Yeah. Paimon's feet.
Please, relax and get some sleep. We will ensure you rest soundly.
Yeah, we'll just sleep in the nice air of the sewers.
Paimon slept so well. This place feels almost too safe. Huh? Navia? Where did the other two go?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin, and where we have our headquarters. There's not much for them to do here at the moment.
Paimon gets the feeling that you're just trying to get them off your back. But never mind that. When did you get back? Were you waiting here the whole time?
No, I just returned after going out for a while. I did some investigating yesterday regarding the name Vache.
Wait, so you didn't sleep
Damn, bro.
How could I after having such critical new evidence appear?
Guess Paimon wasn't speaking for everyone just now, huh?
Unfortunately, this name seems to have been wiped from existence. It doesn't seem to have a match anywhere.
Is that so?
That those behind this have already taken steps to hinder an investigation from this angle. But that does prove that this Vache person is a key witness in the incident.
Does that mean we're too late, though?
I feel like he's already dead. But even if he was dead, there will still be records of him. So this is an odd situation.
No. There is one ray of hope. One place in Fontaine that they would find almost impossible to threaten, no matter how much they wanted to. And that is the archives kept by Chief Justice Neuvillette. A place where detailed files on all the cases in recent years are kept. If the Oceanette you met is one of the young women who went missing recently, we should be able to find some related information there.
So
Okay, but how are we gonna access that?
Guess that's the hard-working Chief Justice for you.
Yeah, but how are we gonna get access? We can't just walk up to Neuvillette and be like, "Hey, yo, my dog, can I just like walk into your safe real quick and look through?"
In that case, let's go talk to him, shall we? Aren't you coming along, Navia? Did you get tired?
No, it's nothing. Let's go see the Honorable Chief Justice.
Something tells me that they have beef too. What the fuck's going on here? Who does she not have beef with?
The Palais is right up ahead. Come on.
Halt! Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters.
God, it's another one of these furries. Another one of these Pokemons.
This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Wow, so that was just a test.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
God, you talk like a stereotypical nerd in like a fucking American Pie movie. When actually, if you don't have a specific reason to be here, then please exit through that door. Otherwise, be gone from my face.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
If you don't know, then don't accept.
Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Wow, so you just boast about how good his security is, but we just told him like 2 lies and we're already in.
Thanks so
Like,
much.
what do you mean?
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other
Why would we just admit to lying in front of the Chief Justice?
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
So you're not mad at us?
We're looking for a man called Vache. He may have been an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. If we can find him, we may be able to unearth some key information on the case.
Ah, I see. In that case, please wait here a moment while I browse through the files.
If he's not an Oceanator or some fucking or the Hydro Dragon, I'd be shocked.
Who knew that Neuvillette would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of Vache has been involved in any case, criminal or civil, in the past several years.
Really?
No records of him either in the files or in my memory.
Really? So, what is this Vache? Maybe, okay, I think we're tunnel visioning on this Vache too much. Maybe Vache isn't a person, but like something else.
What if it was really just a dream?
Is that so? All right then. Thank you so much, Monsieur Neuvillette. We'll take our leave now.
Ahem. Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus, was a truly exceptional man. We deeply regret his passing.
And what are you trying to say, Monsieur Neuvillette? Are you trying to console me? Extend your sympathy? Or just express some tendril of regret? No.
Okay.
You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. There's no emotion behind your words.
Because he's not human.
Because you felt like you should.
He's not human.
It's just like last time. After my father took his place in the duelist ring, I pushed through the guards to talk to you as a last resort. You even told me then that you thought there was something fishy with the case, yet you still allowed the duel to go ahead. In your eyes, the value of a human life is nothing compared to those cold laws you hold so dear. If you truly regret my father's death, then why didn't you call a stop to the duel? Why
Oh
didn't
God,
you
she's
have the
crying.
power to stop him from throwing his life away? Why did you just let him die? Despised and hated by all.
Oh my God.
Everything was hanging on a thread at that moment. Just the tiniest effort could have changed everything.
Jeez, what a... Oh, everything went by kind of fast. Oh my God, this was a moment. Straight tears. She's just letting it all out. She's just ripping into this dude. At the same time, I genuinely don't think he's human. I genuinely believe he's either an Oceanid himself or the Hydro Dragon.
There are still so many things I never got to tell him. So many questions he still owes me answers to. If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes. I, Navia, will show you the true meaning of regret.
I'm sorry, Miss Navia.
You and my father are truly alike. You keep all kinds of things in your heart and never say a word to anyone. It's not so much that you can't feel, but that you would never express anything. Oh well. In any case, everyone already knows full well the apathy of the Chief Justice. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
That was a moment. Holy shit. They're really upping the game with these Archon quests.
Navia, are you okay?
Whoa, it's raining.
I'm fine. Rain. It's raining.
You're right. Wasn't it still sunny when we went into the building? And there shouldn't be any active trials today.
Now that I think of it, On the day my father was convicted of murder, it was also raining.
Is rain not like a regular thing in Fontaine?
What is it? Did you think of something?
Was he outside when it happened?
He was outside. It was uncovered and the rain could fall there. Why? Do you think the rain could have affected the crime scene? That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh? Wait.
I accidentally skipped. I didn't mean to skip that. Wait, I didn't see what she said. I didn't see what I said. Hold on. But there's something you didn't know at the time. Oh, okay. The fact that people can turn into water.
So you're saying that the true murderer could have been turned into water and then got washed away with the rain?
But that would mean that the rain would have to contain like some primordial seawater. Which in that case, everybody in Fontaine would just turn to water if that was the case. Or am I stupid?
Then no one would have believed your dad, even if he explained what he saw to the authorities.
Oh, I was thinking on the day. No. Okay, no, I'm stupid. Now I'm an idiot.
I really think I found a true genius for a partner. You're completely right. How did I not connect the dots earlier?
So yeah, so that's why he took the duel, because he knew no one would have believed him if he said, hey, the person I saw who got murdered turned to fucking water.
Alright, let's go to Poisson. With this new lead in mind, we'll get to the bottom of my father's case for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna make progress for sure this time.
Do you want to go with me now? Or do you want to head over by yourself later?
Nah, let's go. Let's take this.
Let's go then.
Whoa. Where the fuck? Alright, down we go. This just teleported us here. Yeah, I'm not collecting any hydroculi. I will collect that shit later.
Whoa, what a huge ship!
That,
Why would a ship be anchored at a place like this?
bro, y'all got pirates here? Fucking Pirates of the Caribbean? Cause I know another pirate that would probably fuck your ass up.
There's no need to be so surprised. While it may look like a ship, it's actually Spina di Rosula's headquarters.
That's quite the headquarters.
My father was the one who asked for it to be built like this. Perhaps our taste in exterior design is the only thing we occasionally had in common. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright and limitless future.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you said Spina di Rosula had a glorious past. Paimon was confused why a group with such a history would live in the sewers. But now that Paimon has seen this ship for herself, she's been convinced.
Bro, but like, okay, don't get me wrong. It's a cool ship, but like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Maybe because I don't like the sea, but it's just, why a ship?
Well, Poisson is where Spina di Rosula began, after all. It's our main base, our home.
It's a very cool area, though. I like the lighting. It's a very cool area. Bro, what was that creepy, like, wind music? Wind music? What the fuck am I saying? What was with that creepy sound?
You found a
You're back.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle, and our most important partners. You said before that you still had some business at the court. What brings you back to Poisson so quickly?
About that. It's because my partner here reminded me of something really important. You see, what if my father's case had something to do with water from the primordial sea? You still remember, right, Malus? On that night, it was raining?
Yes, the case was quite similar to that of Mr. Linney's. Both were what you'd call impossible murders.
The master might have been the same person. It could have been, but at the same time, the cases are actually no. Yeah, it could have been.
Could you tell us a bit more about what happened before?
Yeah, of course. Many years ago, something called synth began to gain popularity in Poisson. At a glance, it was a kind of drink that could excite your mood and produce many pleasant hallucinations.
Bro, what is with the people in Fontaine and their drugs? Like, holy shit, I thought Tainari was the only pothead here, but now we got fucking meth heads and crackheads. Jesus Christ.
Wait! Didn't that guard guy who turned into water also mention that the primordial water could be used to produce some kind of potion?
Yes, he did. Considering what we know now, it's almost certain that synth is created using water from the primordial sea. If you drink synth for an extended amount of time, you'll suffer many side effects, such as losing the ability to focus or control your emotions. And if you were to stop drinking it completely, you'll experience flashes of paranoia and anxiety while lacking energy to do anything. It's an extremely dangerous substance.
So it's a substance that you need to drink, that if you start drinking, you need to constantly drink, or the side effects that you'll get from the withdrawal will be severe. Wow.
As he oversaw Poisson, my father was compelled to put a stop to synth abuse and called for a complete ban of it.
Boss's uncompromising attitude incurred the synth vendor's wrath, but no matter how much they threatened or bribed him, he refused to yield. Not only that, Boss became determined to find the mastermind behind the synth operation and put an end to the problem once and for all.
Yes, but the enemy was very cunning. So he could never get anything out of the dealers, all of whom only sold the stuff and weren't privy to the rest of the operation. Recognizing that, my father decided to contact the dealers in secret and cultivate personal relationships with them. Finally, he was able to convince someone to... The man's name was Jacques. He felt greatly ashamed about his work after seeing many families destroyed by synth abuse. That night, my father hosted a banquet at his countryside estate. He planned to meet up and exchange information with Jacques over some food. But then, we heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. We raced to the scene and found my father, still holding a gun, and Jacques, who was already dead on the ground.
Oh shit.
Huh? How did that happen? Aren't they on the same side?
Sounds just like Lenny's case, doesn't it? In both cases, the culprit seemed obvious, but neither appeared to have any motive at all. Looking back on it, though, I now believe the most important clue was something we all overlooked at the time. There were pieces of clothing left at the scene.
Yeah, could they have belonged to the person that dissolved?
Precisely. It's all thanks to you that I made the connection now. Back then, we all just thought they were some costumes that Jacques used to disguise himself at the banquet. But, considering it now, it's almost certain that they belong to a third person at the scene. With one extra person, we'll also need to reconsider why the 2 shots were fired.
This is really like, that really is like the best murder weapon, because no one would believe it. No one would believe you if you're like, this person just turned into water. Like, what kind of witchcraft do you think you're talking about? This is the real world. You know, despite the fact that in this real world, a fucking mentally ill person can have a talking bird. So, I feel like someone turning into water shouldn't be that far-fetched in the world of Genshin, but anyways, we move.
You're right. We still don't know what happened. But my intuition tells me that we're on the right track to figuring it all out. I'm finally headed towards the truth.
Jacques was an empathetic man who was infinitely remorseful for his past actions. It's unlikely that he turned on Boss with zero warning. I think this third person is probably the key to the full truth. On that note, however, even though this will not please you, demoiselle, as your and your father's butler, I must still offer a word of warning. Our opponent is insidious and cruel. They are extremely difficult to deal with, and Boss has already lost his life trying to bring them to justice.
Yeah, he's actually speaking the truth right now. Like, you could very well end up dead.
Even though Spina de Rosula has lost most of its former glory, Poisson has welcomed a new time of peace, and we have been allowed to live out our lives. There is no need to follow your father's path. It would be both wise and in line with Boss's wishes to step back and give up on the case.
If that's indeed what he wished for, then he should have told me that himself. Was I not the closest person to him? And yet, I was the one most kept in the dark.
I mean, we kind of do that with the people we love, right? We don't tell them the harsh truth because, no, they're harsh, even though we should. People always say a real friend is the one that pats you on the back, not stabs you in the back. The one who will tell you the truth and then either to pat you on the back. That's like what people say is a real friend. Even though it is like a double-edged sword. Whereas we don't want to tell the person we care about like the harsh truth, but we have to.
What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Did he manage to protect anything in the end? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. And Spina di Rosula is barely getting by. Nothing has changed. Did he think I'd just accept his meaningless death and live out my life just as meaninglessly? I've never accepted that, ever. Not since that day, and certainly not now. I want to find out the real answer for everyone's sake. For the missing girls, for the victims, and for myself.
Navia.
This is indeed the best moment to act. Your partner appears to be quite reliable, and more importantly, demoiselle, I think you're also ready to take this on.
Bro, like, not 2 seconds ago you told her to give up on this case. What do you mean?
So you do know something else, Malus?
Yes, I do. In fact, even before that banquet, Boss already knew of the connection between Synth and the serial disappearances case. But what drove all the tensions to the boiling point was the revelation that you, demoiselle, had been selected as the next target to disappear.
What?
Oh, shit.
Boss also didn't tell you that he had been diagnosed with a rare illness. The doctors told him that he had no more than 5 years left to live.
What are all these plot twists? Like, just one after another. What the fuck?
And the serial disappearances case caused him great anxiety. 5 years was nowhere near enough time to resolve this long-standing conflict. But once he passed away, all the danger would pass on to you. Knowing all of this, he decided to use one final intimidation tactic before his death. He claimed to have already gotten his hands on some key incriminating evidence for the other side, and even told some members of Spina de Rosula about the details. But as long as you remained safe, he would not share the evidence with the public. If something were to happen to you, then he and all those he told would immediately expose all they knew about Synth and the disappeared victims.
But wait, did he actually know, or was he just pulling that shit out of his ass to protect her?
Right, so nobody would be able to get off scot-free.
As we've seen, Boss's tactic has worked. Even though Boss has been gone for a long time, the other side has not tried to take Demoiselle's life.
Until like 2 minutes ago when we drank her drink that had the C.
No, I don't believe it. He never appeared to look sick to me.
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. especially someone as proud as Boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as the unfaithful were still far preferable than losing face in front of his daughter.
So he chose to die in silence, so that he could protect me.
I mean, that's what fathers do. To protect their family.
I'm afraid you're not understanding this correctly, demoiselle. What Boss wanted to hand to you was not a parasol, but a sword. If Boss's spirit could hear you telling me that you want to find the answer for the sake of everyone involved, I'm sure he'd be extremely proud.
That fool. Couldn't he have just given it to me straight? No. He might have set up everything precisely because he never thought I'd be able to understand him. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where I am now?
Bro. Yo, Genshin is really stepping up its game. He gave you the choice to live how you want.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. With the way he'd set things up, if I had wanted, I could have just lived out my life without a care in the world. But thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. In this case, he really didn't need to give me an easy way out. Huh. Malus, what was the key evidence that he shared with you?
It's the location where synth is produced. Essentially, it's the enemy's headquarters. When he was threatening the enemy, Boss didn't share the specifics of the incriminating evidence he found. But if you want to use it against the enemy, you'll still have to take several things into consideration.
Why? If we know where the place is, can't we just go storming in?
Yeah, but you have to think about the repercussions of that shit. Alright? Because sure, we'd be fine, but what about everyone else that's affected in that situation?
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against a mysterious and dangerous organization that's been in operation for decades. There's no telling what might be lying in wait at their headquarters. We also have no idea what kind of evidence we may be able to find inside, nor what people we may be able to capture. But a single visit to their headquarters will be tantamount to a formal declaration of war. The worst case would be that we leave empty-handed, but also open ourselves up to full retaliation.
Then, in that case, why not work with the Fontaine authorities?
Well, you saw one of them dissolve during Mr. Linney's case. We have no idea just how thoroughly they may have been infiltrated.
That's true. That's also true. There's some corrupt cops in here.
Huh. That's true. Seems my father really had no choice.
Jeez. It's like I'm watching an episode of fucking CSI. This shit is getting real deep. It's like I'm watching a true crime podcast or a true crime documentary.
But things are different now. It should be a lot easier to prove the other side's guilt.
A true crime drama. That's what I'm thinking.
Appearances case.
You sound like you've put a lot of thought into this, Malus.
Well, yeah. I assume he's been thinking about this since Callus died.
I am the butler, after all. I live but to serve the boss and demoiselle's will. I've always been willing to take on any kind of risk for your sake. But considering my relative lack of ability, I've spent my time keeping secrets, performing basic investigations, and waiting for the right time to come.
Thank you for all of that, Malus. Have you discovered anything new in the past few years?
Let me think. One conclusion I came to was that the enemy must be quite familiar with Spina di Rosula, or at least have an informant planted here. When I announced orders to the organization's members on Demoiselle's behalf, I used to deliberately keep a few people in the dark and observe the reactions of the synth vendors. If the vendors didn't change their plans, then the individuals informed of our orders must be innocent. If the vendors packed up and fled, however, then someone must have given them the news.
And you'd be able to, and through process of elimination, you'd be able to figure out who was doing that.
After several rounds of testing and investigative tracing, I've narrowed the suspect list down to 3 people. The first is Florent, Spina de Rosula's senior advisor.
Huh? Florent?
Yes, surprising, isn't it? He was one of the people Boss trusted the most, which also means that he was someone who understood Boss really well. Thanks to his position within Boss's innermost circle, he always knew our upcoming plans and could thus avoid capture this whole time. There's someone else like him too. Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabriere.
Uncle Marcel.
This is Confrérie.
Boss helped it to grow to its current size and prominence. In the beginning, they were only reselling some daily goods, but now they're one of the richest guilds around with a lot of business connections in the city.
Okay, but how did they get those connections? That's the question.
So, they're like a sister organization of Spina di Rosula?
Yes, you can say that. When we were fighting against the synth dealers, they provided us with plenty of support. It's a bit difficult to imagine someone using their own money to hunt down themselves.
But that's also the best alibi, because then they'd be the least. Then you'd least suspect them.
The final suspect is Thierry.
I can English, I promise.
Coordinating information between Spina di Rosula and the guards. Although the guards mostly leave us to our own devices, there are still many activities we have to report to the local authorities. Since Thierry is always in the know about our current activities, he could theoretically always plan one step ahead.
I see. These are all people who I communicate with quite regularly. To think that the enemy we've been fighting against has been right next to me all along, among those I trust the most. It's almost too hard to believe.
If you want to investigate them, please take every precaution to not alert the quarry. Judging from our experience, the enemy is extremely cautious.
Of course. And thank you, Malus. You've provided us with a lot of great information.
You're too kind, my lady. I'm just doing my duty. And before I forget, proving Boss's innocence would also mean clearing him of blame in Jacques' death. After that incident, Jacques' wife and daughter were taken into the Spina's care. They still live in Poisson today. If it might help, you could also pay them a visit. I can make the necessary arrangements.
But they'd probably hate Navia's guts, no?
Thank you so much, Malus. You really are the best.
Like, they'd hate the family, no?
A new case awaits, my dear partner.
Alright, let's take care of this.
Uncover the truth and end this case once and for all.
Callus's case records. Oh, okay, so we're on an investigation again. All right. I like that. But nah. I think I'm gonna end the stream there, and I'll continue another time. This stream was kind of scuffed because I ran into a few problems, which delayed it. So the stream was shorter than usual, but I'm getting quite tired. So I am gonna end the stream there, and I'm gonna stream it tomorrow morning. I'm gonna stream a little bit earlier because just for reasons. So I'm gonna stream a little earlier tomorrow, and I hope to see you guys there.